preparation is the best form of, you know, overcoming any type of adversity. Is being prepared for it. And and the question is, are you prepared? You know, maybe you have kids, or maybe you have a elderly parent. It's for some people it's easier than other people, but there's always step one, step two, step three. Okay, are you taking some steps into the right direction to reach the finish line? You know, maybe you're happy with where you are. Maybe you want to stay in the US, or maybe you want to relocate to a different part of the US. What is your plan, for example, to protect yourself from inflation? Okay, what's your plan for that? Because fortunately, the government tends to underreport the reality of the statistics. And they say, oh, it's only 4%, it's only 5%. Oh well, yeah, it's 7% in Atlanta, but that's an exception. That's not the norm. The norm is 5%. Well, the reality is, you look at you look at alternative media sources done by organizations who are not affiliated with the government, economists, these types of people, and they have said that it's 10%. It's 10%. Average is 10%. Some sectors is even higher. If you're talking about gas or some other sectors, it could be higher. But on average, it's about 10%. Now just think, okay? You are working whatever job that you have. Maybe you like your job, or maybe it pays you enough to keep the job. But you're working your job, right? And I'm sure a lot of people get paid direct deposit, okay? And you have your money in your bank account, okay? And you have a savings account or a certificate of deposit, and they tell you they need 3%, 3% interest, okay? Yeah, typically it's 1 to 3%. I haven't seen any other U.S. account offers a higher interest rate than that. It's typically 1 to 3, okay? Now, 1 to 3% interest rate, and then you have to live with your current cost of living that's been affected by inflation. So let's say you get 3%. Okay, take your 3% minus 10% inflation. That's -7. That's -7%. So now you're getting negative interest. Now you're losing 7% of the purchasing power of your money. So what is your plan to combat that? Some people invest in the stock market, or some people invest in cryptocurrencies or real estate. There are some options, but I hope that you have at least a reliable option, because you know unless you are making like so much money that uh, that 7% or 10% is not going to hurt you, well, then you are an exception. But many people are not. Many people are making, who knows, they're making $10 an hour, $12 an hour, $15 an hour, you know, $17 an hour. Even with that, if you live in a big city, like New York City or LA or Chicago, most cases, you know, that might not be enough to have a comfortable lifestyle. So that's something that I want you to consider, specifically for the people who are destined to say, you know what, no, I like where I am. I think, I like where I am, but there are some good ideas here, but I'm going to stay in the US. That's fine. You can live elsewhere, maybe in a state or city where it's cheaper. But again, that inflation is going to be there. Now, there is inflation all around the world. Okay, there's inflation here in Mexico. I recognize that. However, One thing that gives people like me an advantage is the currency exchange rate.